Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline, and in today's video I'm bringing you a in-depth review on the McGrath Sublime Perfection System. But before we get started, and if you're new here, please consider to subscribe to my channel and ring that little notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. Also, come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to hear my final verdict on the McGrath Sublime Perfection System, then just keep on watching. So as you know, when the McGrath Sublime Perfection Foundation came out to the market, I immediately bought the entire collection from McGrath. And as many of you know, a lot of people had trouble receiving the orders. I don't know what happened, but I paid for expedite shipping. Unfortunately, they weren't able to send that to me with expedite shipping. They refunded my money for expedite shipping, so that's, I give them that. But then I had to wait a couple weeks, 2 weeks to be precise, to receive my item. In the meantime, I went ahead and purchased from Sephora, so I was able to get your review at least of the foundation without all the other items in the collection or in the system. But anyhow, I want to show you that I did receive the primer right here, and this is still on the cellophane wrapper. And then I also received the foundation, again it's still with the cellophane wrap. And then I received the setting powder, and I don't know why, but this one didn't came wrapped up. This is the way that it came. And then I received the two brushes. So this one right here is a powder brush, and this one right here is a foundation brush. So I'm gonna open it here and I'm just gonna apply it. I just want to give you kind of like a follow-up review and also my perspective if you get to use in this foundation with Sublime Perfection System of McGrath. Okay, so let's just open up this right here. This is the primer. The unicorn is really nice, very pretty. You open it up. I love that it's a soft matte. I love the gold detail. I just love gold and black so much. And now when I take it out of the box, this is what a lot of people have made a note of, is that the package is very flimsy. It is a little bit on the cheaper side. It feels like, you know, like a deodorant type of bar, like that. And for the bottle of the foundation to be so beautiful, you're kind of like expecting the same type of experience with the rest of the line. And same thing, I mean, like I absolutely love her eyeshadows, and they're just beautiful. Same thing with her lipsticks. I mean, like everything is an experience, and that's basically what you're paying for. So here you go. This is how the primer looks like, and if you can see on the back, this is what's happening with the label. So it seems like it's not well stick on it. It's a carton, but it's just not, it seems like the glue never adhere perfectly in it. I mean, you can press it and it will go there, but I don't know if with the heat it will open up again, and that's kind of like the little bit of like the downside about it. Now this primer right here is 1 fluid ounces, 30 mLs. The price, I'm gonna put it down here. First ingredient, water. It has glycerin. You have C12 and C16 alcohols. It does have fragrance in it. Those are the ingredients right away. And I may take some pictures of the ingredients and then just post them on my Instagram, so don't forget to follow me there. I'm just gonna go ahead and get to pump this primer and use it. Okay. They have a creamy type of consistency, kind of like a lotion consistency, and it reminds me of like the baby body cream from Johnson, you know, that color. And then the scent, I don't smell nothing in particular. Okay, and I don't have anything else on my face but my moisturizer and my SPF. So the first thing that I'm noticing with this primer, it's not very hydrating, it's not sticky at all. It just goes very smooth, and it seems like the skin is absorbing it pretty fast. At least my skin is just like, you know, sucking in the product, and it doesn't give me any type of radiance. It's not super mattifying either. It just left my skin kind of the same way that it was before. So there was nothing like that, and it's not sticky either. So that's the primer. And now let's go ahead and open the foundation that they sent me, and which, by the way, it's a different shade than the one that I originally purchased. So these right here, I got it in the shade light medium. And as you know, the alcohol content on this foundation is pretty up high. That means that it's not that, in my personal opinion, it's not that I will completely stay away from those foundations that have alcohol, but I try to do not use them as often. Now, about the price of this foundation and the whole system, it is a luxury item. It's not the most expensive foundation primer that I use, but it's something that obviously you wanna get more out of the amount of money that you're investing on the product. So here you go. You can check my review about the foundation. I go there over packaging, how it looks like, details on amount, you know, like ingredients and all that jazz. So let me open up here the foundation brush. So the foundation brush is fairly small. I mean, let me show you here. This is an IT Cosmetics brush, and as you can see the size right there. Now let me show you if I have here another brush. Okay, this is a Kabuki brush by Fenty Beauty. So there you go. This is the size difference right there. Here it is a Sephora brush. And as far as the quality of the bristles, I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary. They are synthetic. It's not super packed, so that foundation will apply a little bit more into the medium coverage instead of like being full coverage, because again, the bristles are not super packed, but it's just not even really wavy, and I don't know. Okay, so let me just pump out these. And like I was saying before, I already use this foundation in many different methods, but this foundation is kind of runny. I'm just gonna apply it right now with my fingers. And now the coverage of this foundation is fairly light. You have to use quite a bit to get into a medium coverage, and I don't think you will achieve a full coverage with this foundation because it has a pretty sheer type of finish. Okay, now that I have applied it with my fingers, I'm gonna go ahead and use the bottom of a damp beauty blender and just stipple it in a little more to make sure it's blend nicely. Okay, now if you're new here, welcome to my channel, and I just want to let you know that I do have dry skin. I do have enlarged pores in this area. I do have some signs of aging, like smile lines, a little bit of wrinkles right here, fine lines down here, so all those kind of things right there. This foundation, it's pretty much dry right now. It just feels a little bit that it hasn't set completely. I'm gonna set it lightly, and then I'm gonna set my under eyes with this powder. So here you go. This is the Pat McGrath powder, and I got it in the shade light medium 2. This comes with 5 grams or 0.17 ounces. It's good for 24 months. And this is the thing, this amount of powder that you receive right here is nothing. It's very little. Now you may not need to use a lot, and I mean, I don't think you're gonna want to, you know, use it for baking because it would just be too expensive unless you're up to, you know, spend the money for these. But for example, this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder, and this comes with 28 grams of product, and again, this over here is 5 grams. And now the inside part. It doesn't have a stopper. It has this little thing right here. It's just a sticker. Just gonna open it up. There's a mesh inside. I mean, you're not gonna be able to see it perhaps, but it could be very messy. And this is the thing that drives me insane, not only with McGrath but with other brands too, that they still do not work a little better on the packaging of these type of loose products overall, even highlighters. And for concealer, I'm going to be using my Huda Beauty the Overhyped concealer in the shade Sugar Biscuit. Now the powder brush didn't come with the seal. It is a soft brush, synthetic, but this is not really that high quality. It's not as scratchy either, but it's just not that quality that, you know, like a Wayne Goss brush that has the synthetic line, or like even the new 12-4 ones. It's not, and these are made in China. I'm just gonna pour just a little bit of powder right here. Pretty much no control, and these have a hint of like a yellow undertone. I'm gonna use this Hourglass brush. This is my favorite brush for applying powder under my under eyes. And I'm just gonna use very little. This is the amount that I'm using for my entire face, and I'm gonna go ahead and use that brush from McGrath. And I'm just gonna set. So here you go, my friends. I'm done with my full-on face of makeup, and I'm here to give you a very quick check-in. Okay, so the makeup, when it went on, it had a very natural type of finish. When I applied the powder, it gave me more of that soft matte. And now, for the purpose of this video, I didn't use any powders that had luminosity to it. One thing that I will give this, it's just, it made my pores almost disappear. I mean, I didn't use any other primer but the Pat McGrath one, and I think it's a combination between the primer and the foundation that it made my pores diminish. It actually looks very pretty on this area. It doesn't emphasize my texture either. It looks very natural, and as time has progressed, my skin has a very subtle, extremely subtle glow. That glow from within, that is when your skin just looks naturally okay. You know what I mean? Now, the only thing, it is my driest portion of my face is my forehead, and the foundation is not settling into my fine lines, but it needs a little bit of help right there. So if you have dry patches, definitely you're gonna need a little bit more of, maybe a dash of like a moisturizing type of primer, just to help a little bit the foundation, but it doesn't grab into patches. It just doesn't. Okay, now that you have seen my face very close and personal, I will brush you out and give you my final thoughts about these products. So regarding the foundation, I enjoy the foundation. It is not my favorite foundation out of the bunch. I do have foundations that are a little bit prettier than this foundation, but what I like about it is that it's extremely lightweight. It just gives a very natural finish. You're not gonna look like you're wearing foundation. Now, to use this foundation, you have to have your skin well prepped, well moisturized. It is just that you have to have, I'm not saying that you have to have perfect skin, but you have to have those, like a good day, you know, with your skin. I mean, if I would have had my, you know, extremely dryness, like heavy dry patches right here, I know I was not gonna be able to use this foundation. Now, like I said, it looks very natural, it looks pretty flawless. This is not that foundation that will give you a full coverage. I just don't feel that way. And again, I have freckles, so for me something that is full coverage really have to be full coverage, kind of like the Huda Beauty foundation, that type of foundation. That to me is like, okay, now we're talking about full coverage foundation. I'm like, it covers, you know, your past, present, and future type of thing. These will not. These just give you a very natural, subtle look, very lightweight. And my best way to apply it is actually, and I know a lot of people will not like this, it is with your fingers. The warmth of your fingers, the pressure, it just makes the foundation melt. Now, if you apply very little amount, it just will not give you the finish that I think Pat McGrath will like to see, you know, on the foundation final result. I think definitely you need to use a full long pump for your face. I tried with very little foundation, with, you know, half the amount, and then I tried it with brush. I have tried it with a sponge, and honestly, the way that I applied it today is, to me, my perfect way to go for my skin type. If you're a full coverage lover, a medium coverage lover, this will not be it. Okay, I don't feel that it's a necessity, the primer, but the primer makes your skin look a little bit more smooth. And then the powder, I don't think the powder is completely necessary. I think there are other powders that work best. It's not a heavy powder, it's a very lightweight powder, but the price is just so steep for the amount of product that you get. I mean, unless you are diehard for Pat McGrath, I mean, if you try it and you love it, or if you're not a person who uses makeup every day, you know, someone that you can be a little bit more modest on the amount of product that you're wearing, this may be a good option, but I don't think it is all that perfect to invest that money, at least on the powder. The powder is just too pricey. But the things that I'm just a little bit like completely disappointed about it are the brushes. The brushes are not, they are not, for being synthetic, they can be a lot better. I think they are overpriced, and I'm glad I got it in this complete full set, which it cost me a little bit less than if I was to buy it all separately. But if you're planning to buy these brushes, I will say no, go ahead and spend your money on like a good Sonia G or Wayne Goss or referral brushes or BK Beauty brushes. If you want to go, you know, on investing your money that way, I will say go for those type of brushes. Otherwise, Sigma brushes are excellent for a moderate type of price. I just think go for that route. And if not, I mean, there are brushes on the drugstore that are even better than these brushes. I say this is a total skip. Alrighty, my friends, I hope these wrap up, kind of like come back here and give you an overview of the entire Sublime Perfection system will help you. I know you have been waiting for this, and I really appreciate your time, and I'm sorry it didn't, you know, land in a good timing. Like I said, I have my first impressions review way back when the foundation came out, and just things sometimes they work in a different way, but at least I was able to bring it to you. I will definitely do my ranking video of the foundations that I have been trying lately, not all my collection because it will be just way too much, but at least of the foundations that I have tried lately. All right, thank you so much again for watching. If you like this video, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share with other beauty lovers. Do not forget before you leave, and if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to my channel by ringing that red rectangular button. It's down below, easy, just click on it, completely free. You will find excellent content right here, and I would love to have you be part of my family. and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Until the next time, be blessed. Bye-bye.